Here's a queen cage. This is how we introduce our queens into a hive. We in the spring, one of the things bees do to replace themselves, every creature in the world has to replicate itself to maintain their species, and one of the things bees do is swarm. You've all seen pictures of a big ball of bees hanging off a limb. That's the old queen will fly off. You know, in the springtime when there's lots of abundance of flowers around, good chance they'll survive, and she'll leave behind half the hive or so with maybe 15, 20 queen cells that'll hatch out in a couple days. And what we do to keep them from doing this, because that's half your workload, just take the work force is taken off, so you want to keep them around. So you get in there and time it right when they're just about getting ready to think about doing that, and take 3 or 4 frames of brood and honey and put them in a small box with brood, and the next day introduce a queen that we've already raised, and has a little candy in this little chute here, and they'll eat that out and she'll be released. And she's already laying at that point. We can give them cells also, but just depends on what system you're using.
How much bigger is the queen than the others?
She's quite a bit bigger. We can, you know, kind of concentrate on trying to find her here if you like. Tell you what, I don't like getting stung, so I'm going to cover her up.
Come on, you love it.
No, I do not. Less and less all the time.
When we first met each other, he had not this many hives, and we would go to Walmart to buy canning jars to put the honey in. And one day he had his bee suit on. We walked into Walmart and he unzipped the suit and bees flew out.
Okay, now the only way to really do this is separate these 2 boxes, because if I look here, she could run down there and run back and forth, and you'll never run her down. So the theory about why smoke works is they all have their heads down in the honey, sucking it up. They're still doing it, so we're good to go here. Still working. So your answer to your question, how long does it work? Well, so far so good.
Yeah, they don't make the honey for us. They're food. No, we don't.
Okay, they're starting to get a little agitated. Try to speed this up.
And also, by the way, the hives are managed. We give them extra room. You know, if you have a big refrigerator, if it's not filled up, it doesn't look right. About the same theory with them. You add an extra box. Yeah, about 10%. That's all, over the course of a year. And of course, they produce more in the middle of the summer.
Where's Golden?
When they're more, it's related to the season. When the days
Here's
are
a
longer,
drone.
more light and more
Not too many drones this time of year. They don't need them. Bigger, big eyes. They have to find. They mate in the air, and so the drones have the big eyes. Here's another one right there. They do not have stingers.
The drones don't have stingers?
No stingers. No.
Wow.
In the spring there would be a lot more.
And if they get kicked out of the hive over the winter because they don't want to feed them. Oh, really? And, yeah.
Just dropped off too many bees there in the ground. I don't like that.
Yeah, totally. But they also overdo it work. They don't get to retire. No, one queen. One fertile female.
Just make sure that queen didn't drop off.
The rest are all sterile females who do nothing but work. The males are
There
around
she is.
as needed.
You found her?
We got lucky.
No.
She's got a mark on her.
Right.
She's got a crown on, huh?
Yeah.
Not a crown, yeah.
You're gonna get lucky and get a shot of this?
See the tail? That's a beautiful queen. That's about as pretty a queen as you could ask for, size-wise.
The yellow.
That means she had a lot of good nutrition when she was in her development stage. One of the interesting things about about queens is they hatch out in about 12 days. A regular worker will hatch out in 21 days. Drones will hatch out in about 25, 26 days.
Wow.
And the only difference between a worker and a queen is royal jelly, is nutrition. She just swims in royal jelly for her whole development period, where a worker will only get maybe a little bit of royal jelly for a day or two.